Hi all, welcome to the next video of the interview series of Doubt Horizon. So in this interview, we have Om Ashish Mishra with us. So let me tell you about Om. So he has been a good friend of mine since college days, and he's a great developer. He has he reads a lot of books. He has been a nine pointer in the college days, and he has a lot of interest in data science. And besides all of this, he's a great dancer. He was a dancer in our dance club in the college. So yeah, he's in short, he's an all rounder. So it is an awesome thing that he's present in our interview today. And before proceeding to the interview, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on our LinkedIn as well as Instagram page. The links to these accounts are given in the description below. So yeah, please follow them. So hi Om, how are you?
I'm good, Harsh. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to thank everyone who is watching this video right now and Doubt Horizon for giving me this awesome opportunity to interact with you all and help you out. So, I'm Umashish Mishra, currently working in HSBC as a software engineer. I'm working in the Department of Cybersecurity and Data Analytics in HSBC. And apart from my day-to-day life as a worker, as a job worker, I am a blogger. I write blogs in various platforms. You can find me on medium.com as a technical and spiritual writer. And I'm a speaker and in various um, communities in PyCon India, followed by Nerd United Alpha, made by me and some of my pro friends back in Hyderabad, where we teach people about data science, gaming, and animes. So it has been a great journey for me till now. And I hope this video helps you a lot to know more about how to go for placements. Let's see.
Yeah, sure, Om. I know you personally, and you are a very active speaker as well as a blogger. I've read your blogs on Medium. So yeah, you guys can also follow him on Medium, and yeah. So moving on to the next question. From where do you get so much motivation to start something new, and that too with full on energy? Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coming to the word motivation itself, like I always believe motivation is something that comes from inwardly out. Okay. So I read a lot of books. So recently I finished this book. If I show you the goal, okay, this is one of the most interesting books that I have ever come across. Like it's such a perfect blend about entrepreneurship, your engineering thinking, and how do you make a story connecting them all for with a daily life and your professional life. So please do go ahead, read this book. And I strongly believe that reading, watching motivational videos, plus what I do in my day-to-day life is I try to be a having a beginner's mindset or a learner's mindset. This helps me a lot to intrigue me to think more in a particular subject. Like suppose back in my college, I was totally into data science, and overcoming here, I'm working with cybersecurity department also. So looking into things, I used to intrude think, how is this thing coming up? How is this getting connected? So asking a lot of these questions day to day and keeping myself buckle up to do things has pushed me forward to know more. I
Okay.
expect that from the people who are watching this video, and I hope I'm able to answer this question to you, Harsh, how I'm able to keep myself motivated to learn more.
That's great of you. You always have a beginner's mindset. You always ask questions to yourself and all the other people. So that's very inspiring from your side. And as I told that you are a great learner and you read a lot of books, and you just showed your the example like you have read the Goal book. So yeah, that speaks a lot of about you, Om Ashish Mishra. And yeah, so moving on to the next question. Uh, you have been placed in HSBC Bank, so I forgot to mention that. Om Ashish Mishra has been placed in HSBC Bank. So, what does HSBC Bank expect from a fresher? Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So coming to my bank, HSBC Bank, so it's a very friendly environment over here. Okay, the colleagues are really good, and coming to the whole process of understanding what they as a bank or as an organization, what it expects from the freshers who are just coming into this into the environment. They want two things. One is your technical background. Another is a behavioral background. So coming to the technical background, they want to know the basics. Okay, how do you start coding? How do you do coding? Okay, the OOPS concepts like connecting things using your inheritance or polymorphism or your constructors. How do you place them? How do you know this? So these are the basic things which that you should understand, the things the people use in the day-to-day life. It's called design thinking and system design. These things also plays a crucial role while doing a project. So these basic things are there. And if whether you know how to connect databases, you know how to connect to network, because banking is a very crucial thing, because a lot of money laundering, money not laundering is the wrong word, money exchange is done in banks. So a lot of carefulness is required while handling things. So security is a very crucial part. Even though I'm working the cyber security, I'm calling about networking. It's fully important in all the parts of the banking sector, that networking, that security is taken into consideration. So having a better understanding of proper networking helps a lot. This is for the technical part. And coming to the behavioral part, there is something called whether are you easygoing, are you adaptability is there or not, you're adapting things, are you solution oriented, are you people able to motivate people, are you able to be a team player when you're doing different type of things in a team, are you able to take challenges. So these are the some of the characteristics or attitude that people are looking out there for you when you join any company, and HSBC also is one of them.
So that's great. So summarizing you, there are around two parts, like first is technical and the second is behavioral. So in the technical, they test your basic skills like your OOPS concepts, like constructor and everything like that. And one thing I want to say is like recruitment in a bank is slightly different from other companies. They focus more on securities. So yeah, like you said, money laundering and everything is there. So they need to test on those skills also. And coming back to behavioral part, they ask basic questions. They test your psychology and everything like that. So I think that is what you said. Om, am I right?
Yes, the
Yeah.
best part is actually very common to most of the industries, be it service, be it its product, or be it your consulting. They want that you are enthusiastic, ready to take challenges, and going forward, like bringing new projects and communicating with people. That's very important as a, not as a only from banking, but as overall as an engineer perspective.
So that's a
Yeah.
great thing you have said. Full of energy, we should be. As I know you for personally, you're always full of energy in your new projects and everything. So that's all people want from you. Despite of being engineer, besides being engineer, people want you to be full of energy and everything in your new projects. And that's it. Moving on to the next question. How has been your whole placement process with HSBC Bank? Uh, so please describe it from scratch.
Yes, I remember that placement was on 16th September 2019. So I was ready on my formals and went to the exam hall. There were around 15 MCQ questions and two problems to be solved. One was in arrays and the other was in graphs. I just remember this much. And after that, this round was over. There was a technical round. In that, as I told before, they had a very basic questions about understanding you have, like OSI layers, explain the OSI layers and what are the way to connect them first. And then there are some SQL commands they asked, like there are two tables are there, you have to join them, and what, how do you extract data from out of it. So these are some basic questions. Then they followed my resume, like what internships I have done, what projects I have done, and how did I handle these projects, and what was the outcome. Apart from that, the this was the technical. After the technical round, at the HR round. In the HR round, they were asking about the situation-based questions, like if you are put into this situation, will you be able to help others or not? So you have to see, adjust your time, understand how to do things, then make a to-do list and find out ways to help out others in the time of need. So HR round was all about how you cope up with the team work or with the surrounding people, and how do you make the most efficient environment to work. These are some of the, and they ask about the preferences, like where do you want to be located and all. So this was my journey of interview of, from coding rounds to technical to HR round.
Uh, that is awesome. So, on summarizing you, I can say that in the written round, they asked 15 MCQ questions, and two questions were there. One graph question was there, and one array question was there. And then you went to the technical interview. They asked questions from networking, OSI layer, then SQL, and then they asked questions from your resume. And then HR round was there. They asked some situational based questions and how you're gonna help people when they are in need. And then they asked about your preferences. So that's all about your HSBC placement whole process. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah. So moving on to the next question. How has been your college journey till now? Your ups and your downs. Can you tell us about that?
Coming to my college journey, it has been like really a roller coaster ride. Like sometimes we go up with learning new things, going to hackathons, going to taking part in various communities like technical or NGO, or it can be your dance club. So you interact with a lot of people, not only from only our Indian society or Indian background, but with international students also from Brazil or Germany and all. So you come to a lot of things. So these are the some of the ups, and some of the downs that we commonly face are the mess food. We have to go to the night canteen at times, or when our college, like in VIT, so we have something called that FFCS. Okay, so it's called fully flexible credit system.
Yeah.
Over there, we get to choose our own teachers, own times table, and own building. Okay, so what happens is that we sometimes screw up while taking up the proper teachers and all. So that times it feels a bit bad, but we gets used to it. So these problems are common with all of us, but the way we tackle with it and try to push ourselves is all that matters, because common problems with what we all face is sometimes our teammates in the project are not that much helping, or sometimes we get a teacher who is not that approachable. So problems will be there, but we can communicate and talk to other people around us and come up with some solutions. So college life has been a really great, like coming across Harsh and many others around me. I learned a lot. So it has been a really great journey.
That is an awesome answer from your side. Like college is always a roller coaster ride. And talking about the ups, interaction is a major role. We meet a lot of people, not only from our country, from other parts of the country, and from other countries too. So that is a great upside of the college life. Your downs, like mess food and all, it's very general. You have to, make a habit of eating those for 4 years, 4 to 5 years, and yeah. And talking about FFCS, yeah, luck plays a major role in that. Whether we get the teachers we want or so that is the thing. And moving on to the next question, any tip you want to give to the juniors who are preparing for placement from your side?
Okay, okay. The tips that I'm going to see, most of the tips that are there already, you'll find it everywhere on the YouTube or in the LinkedIn. But these are some of the tips that I personally don't find anywhere. So I'm going to give this to you. The three major tips that I would like to give it to you is first, that always ask questions. Okay, like when you're going for the interview, the interview asks you questions and all, and it's done, and it's about time to leave. He asks to you that, do you have any question for me? That time, don't hesitate. Ask a question. Ask a very genuine question, but ask. Like, what are the trending technologies coming up in your business environment? What are the new cloud platform are you adopting for current situation? Do some homework. Like suppose you're working for a XYZ company, going to apply for a XYZ company. The XYZ company's news will be there somewhere in Google. There something going on. Read about it and don't ask too much diplomatic, but very positive question that shows that you're enthusiastic to work with them, to know more about them. They will appreciate it. This is the first thing. The second thing that I would like to point out is while making your resume, there's something called languages. Like back in my college, we had to have a class called soft skills. Over there, they used to recommend us to do a resume of one page. And if you go online, the famous website called novoro.com. Okay, over there the templates, something is called languages mentioned. People generally take it for granted and they post sorry, and they post English, Hindi, their mother tongue and all. But it is not actually required. Like if you go to a company, most of the people will speak in English and some will speak in Hindi, right? And the mother tongue is not actually required. No one over if you gradually mix with people, they'll all automatically come to know. But if you have done something international languages like French, Spanish, Germany, that will help the company in the future to make good bonding with other countries' customers. You can definitely put that. But otherwise, this avoid this language part. This just occupying a space in your resume. You can avoid it. This is my second point. And the third point that is be yourself and be yourself, be happy, and try to give your best. And don't try to make up things because these people who are coming to recruit you, they can easily sense that. And so that's a negative point for you. Never try to be someone else. Be yourself. Try to be genuine. And I have a bonus point for you. The bonus point is that while asking for don't ask for feedback because the person who is going to take your interview is not always the last person to judge that whether you will be selected or not. So you can expect a feedback, write a letter to them, but don't ask over there itself after just after the interview is over for a feedback because he's not the one and only to elect you or eliminate you. Okay, because then a series of people are there from your HR, then your from your interviewer, for technical interviewer, then your HR, then your coding skills, all takes place. Then there's a meeting goes between these people and they select finally. So write an email to them later on that I want to know about what feedback you can give me, but don't ask at that point because he's not the person who is going to elect you or eliminate you. Thank
So a wonderful answer from your side about the tips. So on summarizing, you told that we should always ask questions to whoever the person is, our professors and everything. We should not feel shy. And then the second thing you told about language, and then the third thing you told about the feedback system. Like the last person who is recruiting or interviewing us is not only responsible for our feedback, the whole team is responsible. So we should not always ask feedback in the just after the interview. We should wait, and then after some time we should write an email to them and ask for the feedback. So this is the thing. Am I right? Oh,
you. Correct.
yeah. So
Absolutely. Harsh.
yeah. So that is it from today's interview. Thanks a lot, Om, for joining us today. You are already an inspiration for all of us now, and it was a great interview, and it was awesome to have you here present today. And if you all guys want to connect with Om Ashish Mishra, you all can connect with him on LinkedIn. The link to his LinkedIn account is given in the description below. So yeah, you can connect with him anytime. So thanks a lot again, Om, for joining us today.
And one more, I would like to add,
Yeah, sure.
like if you are still struggling with your coding, like how to start your coding, I have written a blog in Medium. You can really read it. It's very smooth for anyone from a CS background or non-CS background, technical not. You can read it and it will help you out.
Yeah, sure. One thing I can do is I'll put your blog link also in the description. so that people who are interested, they can just go to your blog and they can read all the stuff. And it's amazing. I have read your blogs and it's amazing written. So yeah, and if possible, we'll have another video also, and we'll discuss other things also in the other videos. As it's great to have you in our Doubt Horizon interview channels and all. So thanks a lot, Om, for joining us today again.
It is great for me also to have been connected with you over the years
Yeah,
and being part of you in Doubt Horizon and being able to connect with you and everyone others over here. And I am hope I was able to clear some of your doubts. All the best for your placements.
yeah, sure. It will surely help the juniors who are preparing for the placement. So yeah. So that's it for today's interview. We'll come with the next interview soon. So till then, bye.